Okay, here are your instructions for the Ohm's Law lab. When you come in, everything should be set up for you. However, we're going to check just to be sure because the last class may or may not have had responsible people in it, and who knows, they may have left something wrong. So we're going to check that first, and then we're going to go through how to actually do the lab itself. When you come in, the power supply should be turned off but plugged in, so plugged in. And it should be off, so no display here or anything like that. The knob should be turned all the way down, that is to the left, that's that way. 0 to 24 DC should be pushed in, no other buttons pushed in. And these wires should be plugged into the red and black plugs. One of them should be clipped to this, which says 100 ohms on it. The other one should be freestanding. This yellow thing is called a multimeter. One of the wires should be plugged into COM, the other into 20A, and the setting should be on 20A down here, and the little switch should be pushed over to DC. The display should read 0.00. The little flashing negative sign doesn't mean anything. You can ignore that. So that's our basic setup. Everything should be like that when you come in. Just make sure it's all on those settings, and then you can actually start the lab. So first thing you need to do is turn on the power supply. Like so, it should read 0.0. Then we're going to turn it up to 2 volts, if at all possible. So notice that might be a little tricky to get it right on 2.0, and after you set it, it might jump around a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. All right, once we've got it up to 2 volts, and we got the 100 ohms clicked on there, we're going to take these 2 little pointy probes. Please be careful, they are sharp, they'll prick you. Touch one of them to the free wire here, and the other to the free wire here. And you should get a reading on our yellow multimeter. That's the value that you're going to record on this piece of paper. In the measured current column, we're doing the first row, 2.0 volts and 100 ohms. So if I touch it to here and here, notice the voltage moves a little bit, that's okay. And I should get some kind of a reading on the multimeter. Right now it's reading 0.01 and it's jumping back and forth a little bit. So I'm only going to leave it on there for about 5 seconds or so. So we'll go with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it said 0.01 at that time. If you leave it on there for a long time, the resistor will start to heat up and the multimeter will never quit jumping around. So we'll go with the last value it gives us after 5 seconds. So I would just take this piece of paper here and record where it says measured current. I'd record 0.01. Then I would repeat the exact same thing for 4 volts. So I will turn this up to 4 volts. Try and get it as close as I can, like that. And then I'll do the exact same thing. And then I will repeat again for turning it up to 6 volts. That will complete the first chart. The second chart, notice we stay on 2.0 volts, but we varied the resistance. To do that, you have 2 more resistors, one labeled 10 ohms and the other labeled 5 ohms. All you would do is simply disconnect the 100 ohm resistor like that and replace it with the 10 ohm resistor or with the 5 ohm as the case may be. And then you can measure the current just like we did before, and you'll get your values to record on your paper. If you have any questions beyond that, you can read the instructions on the paper, or I can come around and help you while you are working. Good luck and happy measuring.